I mean, sometimes dogs have better sense than we do. Amen. Animals have better sense than we do. Knowledge. And you know, Lord have mercy. Help us, Lord. But I know we're living in the last days, bro, Pastor. And I know we have to seek God. We as pastors and elders have to seek God for his word, for an understanding. We cannot preach and teach God's word until we fully come to the pray about it, fast about it, seek God about it before we even, you know, come to the reality of what it is back in your hands, Pastor.
Well, I share that with, especially with our young ladies here at the church. You know, whatever atmosphere, and some of y'all want to get involved in the audience and ask questions, that's fine tonight too. Whatever man you allow to be the head of your home, he sets the tone for your home. Mm-hmm. And if he does not have any type of wording, your home is going to be just a house. Right. He won't be able to lead you biblically. Right. I mean, think about me. Some of you young ladies here might be married or young men. You know, ask yourself the question. You know, does he ever lead me in prayer? You know, does he ever think about that? I mean, does he ever open the Bible and read it? I can remember Miss Mason when we were kids. I can remember my grandpa, my grandmother, my mother's father, not my dad's father, my mother's father. He was a deacon in the church. He was a staunch deacon. And he would call a prayer meeting at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we better had gotten up and had not complained. It was a home of prayer. We had a togetherness. We ate dinner together. My mom worked in the afternoons from like 3 to 11, so she wasn't able to be there, but my grandpa was very instrumental. Then my grandpa, when he died, my grandpa on my father's side kind of took over the reins. He was living out of state. He was pastoring, and at that time he was pastoring in, I think, in Inkster, Michigan. And then they moved him to Chicago, and then he went to Denver, and he came here. But they were very instrumental in making me studious to the Word. Mm-hmm. You know, and so therefore, in relationships, if you got a husband or man that does not ever lead you in prayer, that's right. You know, I'm looking at these women. Some of these women, they are doing the best. Some of them doing the best they really can, and some of them are frustrated because they're tired of leading, and the man sitting at home or playing video games, watching TV, watching Just All of Us, and all these other crazy shows they watch. And they become frustrated, and sometimes they sit and cry in front of me because they want a man that lead. But then also, when a man, if he wants to respect, you gotta do what a leader does. That's right. You know, and so I'm your covering spiritually. If you don't have a husband, I'm your covering spiritually. But when a man marries you, he becomes your covering. That's right. And in relationships, I come up with about 5 things, actually 6 that I want to really hit on tonight, and then we will go home. Now, if you want to ask questions, just raise your hand, and we'll ask you questions. The first thing is, in cultivating a good relationship, biblical wise, from the Bible standpoint, the first thing we must be able to have love. Right. Philippians 2nd chapter and the 2nd verse. Turn it for me, and you can jump in whenever you want to. Also, but these are important because I'm tired of seeing women leave church and men mess them up, and they become bitter, and then now they turn to one another for relationships because they've been hurt by men. Mm-hmm. You know, that still ain't no excuse. I know ain't no excuse. But that's reality. These are things that are happening. That's exactly right. I'm seeing lesbianism on the rise. When I come home, we saw homosexuals. Yes, it is. But now I've gotten in my 40s. I'm seeing lesbians. It's prevalent. And these lesbians. Do you know? I had a woman that got in my car, in my cab, and we were talking. I almost had an accident. I said, y'all two sisters? She said, no, this is my wife. And I said, what? I said, come again? She said, that's my wife. Now, bear in mind, I still talk to her from time to time. She got my card, you know, I said, first of all, you're going to always have problems in your relationship with her because you're in a wrong. You can't get right out of wrong. It's wrong for two women and two men to marry. I think I'll say amen because I ain't heard nobody say amen the whole auditorium. Amen. But it's wrong. And I looked at her, and I've been talking to her, and finally, when she decided that she wanted to get away, that other lesbian decided that she was going to make trouble. I mean, she tried to burn her shoes up, put her stuff out in the street. I mean, fought her. You know, well, see, love does what's in the best interest of the other person. And so I said to her, I said, well, listen, I said, if she loves you, you tell her, say, listen, you do what's in the best interest of me, and according to the Word of God, the Word of God said, man shall not lay with man. That's right. And women should not lay with women. Now, if you love me, like you're supposed to love me in a godly way, the first thing you want to do the best thing was to do for me. Am I right or wrong? You're right. Well, you know, they end up splitting up, but the woman's mad because she done left, but she just can't believe she want to go back to a man and be with a man. But Philippians 2:2, what does it say? You got it?
I was there, but I flipped over to Romans when you jumped on that.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Don't be sorry, because I'm coming back over here to Romans.
All right.
To clear up something.
All right.
Two women.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to clear that up.
Let's hear it. Let's go ahead. Let's hear it.
Well, over in Romans, Paul was talking to the Gentiles.
Yeah.
And Paul was drawing a picture in Romans, the first chapter.
All right.
And Paul was...
Y'all got time to... Y'all turn into it?
All right. Romans, the first chapter.
Okay.
And Paul was saying, wherefore...
Yeah.
The 24th verse. Wherefore God also gave them up to unclean thoughts, the lust of their own heart, and dishonored their own bodies between themselves.
Yeah.
See, they was dishonoring their bodies. That's what you was trying to explain. That's what you were telling them who had calf.
Right.
Who changed the truth of God in a lie.
Yeah.
And worshiping, serving the Creator more than the Creator.
Yes.
Who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change their natural use into that which is against nature.
Well, Lord.
Amen.
Well, Lord.
Against nature. Now, I said something about a dog. Now, even a dog, you don't see, you see a dog sniff another dog. Amen. You don't see a female dog messing with a, you know, the animals keep a balance.
We the only ones
that get out of line. Amen.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a squirrel and a bird.
Yeah.
You see them two birds. I was watching on the fence, the two birds making love. But I know there wasn't no two male birds. Amen. It was a male bird and a female bird. You see squirrels. I look at the animals. I watch that.
Yeah.
And now look, if God created them, and he created us too. He created Adam and Eve, and he gave Adam a helpmeet. Yes, he did. He said he was lonely, and he gave him a helpmeet. He didn't give him another man.
Right.
He gave him a woman.
Right.
And took a rib out of the woman, and then he gave them wedding vows instantly. He married them. They didn't shack. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I'm not saying something that I do. Amen. I've shacked before, but I know that it's wrong.
Amen.
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 I know that I'm supposed to, as a preacher, I got to be an example. Amen.
Right.
I live by myself now.
Amen.
Amen. Nobody can talk or squawk. They can kick, they can try, but they can't say nothing. Amen. If they say something, they're wrong. Because I'm doing what God said. I'm married to Christ. Amen. He's my husband. Amen. Just like you married to him. We all are married to Christ, whether we're male or female. And let me keep reading the word because it's just good. For this cause God gave them up into vile affection. For even the women did change their natural use, that which is against nature. And alike also, men leaving natural use of women, burn in their lust one toward another, men working that which is unseemly, receiving themselves that recompense reprobate, amen, the reprobated mind to do those things which are not convenient. Amen. So we don't debate over it. We don't have to squabble over it. We don't have to argue over it. We know the balance.
This book is the ultimate guide.
This is the book.
Now read Philippians.
Philippians.
Now let me say this while he's getting that together. We must have a pure heart in what we invest in the person that we're relating to. You know, there's a filial love, there's a godly love, there's an intimate love. You gotta find what category you're gonna put the person in. We gotta also have we also have a pure heart in what we invest into that person. Read for me.
Philippians
2:2.
2:2.
Yes.
Philippians 2:2.
Yes.
Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being on one accord,
Yes.
and of one mind.
Yes.
Let nothing be done through strife,
Yes.
vainglory,
Yes.
but the lowness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
See, you have to think about. You see it on Jerry Springer. The first thing he say, you know I love you, but I've been sleeping with your cousin.
Lord have mercy.
I've been doing your mama. I've been doing your lover.
Well,
Your peace. Amen. Amen. You know what I mean? You know, the world's understanding of love is so out of whack.
yes, sir.
It's not even a biblical